TZ crew. I know y'all be on here. What's up? What time is it, Travels? I see you, Roger Walker. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Jeffrey Tatter. Yeah, I got that vlogger kit you sent me, but I can't do it with YouTube because it's in horizontal, not vertical. So maybe the next live stream, a members only live stream, I'll do it on StreamYard. Shout out to my old heads. What's up, Michael Alexander, Doubtful Genius, all my members. There's a new member, Edwin Mitchell. Thank you for your support and welcome to the Sunshine Shoulders community. Any new viewers and subscribers watching today, welcome. Anybody catching this on replay. I changed the topic today. I changed it to, with all things being equal, the Philippines is still the place for me. I keep forgetting that as a vlogger, you're going to have a mixture of old viewers and new viewers. A lot of people take out of context what I'm saying. They think that all I talk about is negative stuff. No, I've got almost 2,500 videos. So what I try to do is put people up on game so we can get a better outcome for our income. I'm trying to help protect you in a lot of my videos, just to tell you, the games that are being played over here. It's not to put the Philippines down, because obviously I'm still here. I love the Philippines. So that's what we're going to talk about today, among other things. The peso is 56.03. But I thought I need to make that clear. I give you the 360. Okay, the full circle. I just can't talk about the good stuff all the time. But it would be like me being in Colombia or Brazil and not talking about the scopolamine. Wouldn't that seem odd to you? I wish you would probably get a better understanding of what I'm saying if there was a Filipino vlogger that was telling you about the red flags for foreigners and the games foreigners play, and tell some horror stories, some Filipino horror stories of what happened to them when they met the wrong foreigner. But see, you don't get that. So there's nothing really to bounce it off of. I would love to see a Filipino vlogger do that, but they just aren't going to do it. They're basically saying that all foreigners are good. But I'm going to give you the 360. But I just thought I'd talk about that today. Now, of course, we always talk about videos that I've done before in the past. What's up, Kamal? Golden Gate. I see y'all. Doe Getter. Blizzard Abroad. Don Ridgeway. W Secrets to Success. Thank y'all, man. Really, I really appreciate that. We were talking about the visa yesterday. The U.S. visa, that U.S. green card, is one of the most valuable commodities going today. It doesn't matter what people tell you. It is. I mean, all you got to do is look at the news. That's all you got to do. Remember, the United States owns approximately, or controls anywhere from 25 to 40% of the world's resources. That's where everything is there. Yet we only make up about 4% of the Earth's population. So that U.S. green card, man, is very, very valuable. That's why American men are some of the most sought after around the planet. But here's the thing. We're the ones out searching. It doesn't make sense to me. But I just wanted to kind of remind you of how valuable that is. So when you come over here, you don't just give it away to somebody who hasn't earned it, who's undeserving. That's all I was saying with that. I don't know why anybody would get a pushback from that. He said, hit the like button if you're not a hater. Hey, Let, what's going on? Thomas Marshall, Ron Lawson said, hey, Cal and Sunshine Shoulders. Discerning Dash says, I like your perspective. It's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. I appreciate you talking about both sides, but careful when you talk about the negative side. People think you hate the Philippines. Yeah, that's true. And see, that's why I changed my topic today, because you can't choose your audience. YouTube pushes new people my way every day. So if they look at something like the U.S. Green card video or anything like that, or some of the other videos I made, they say, "Oh, he's always negative." I'm really not, guys. I'm just trying to help you. That's all. Because most, my channel was created for the new man and woman who's never been here before. We're not going to talk about Diddy, man. I'm going to take a page out of Umar Johnson's book. He said, being a freak is not a crime. Okay? And he said, and he's telling the truth, he said they hid the charges that they have against Diddy on purpose so that he could get cooked in the court of public opinion. He's not going to get a fair trial, ladies and gentlemen. There's no way in the world he's going to get a fair trial. I already said it on one of my live streams. There's nobody in the United States that hasn't heard of him and those shenanigans, right? But being a freak is not a crime, because they didn't lock up Bill Clinton. And if you go back in time, Thomas Jefferson raped some of his women slaves. So did George Washington. It's been freaks all through our history.
Don't touch her.
What's up, Angelo? But I just try to tell you guys a lot of times what I've learned over 15 years of being over here in the Philippines. The do's and don'ts, what to avoid, what not to avoid, the red flags and things like that. But I love the Philippines, and that's what we'll talk about today. But then guess what's going to happen? A new person's going to see this and say, oh, he sugarcoats everything. So you can't win. You just got, if you're a vlogger out there, you just got to stick to your guns and talk about what you want to talk about. He said it's not negative. They just don't listen. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it'd be like me being a vlogger in Colombia and not talking about scopolamine. Wouldn't that be strange to you? Of course it would. I tell you about stuff like the script, because that was originally going to be the topic. But I said, oh, they'll go with this negative stuff. I'm just trying to tell you that there's a script being played on every foreign man coming over here searching for love. If you're not searching for love, you're not going to see the script. The script is real simple. There's no exceptions to this. If you're chatting with a Filipino woman and you come over here, she's either going to meet you at the airport or going to meet you at the hotel. You're going to go to the hotel and you're going to have a freak off. Let's borrow that from Diddy. You have a freak off. You two are going to be acting as if you've known each other your whole lives. That's part of the script. But at the same time, that's something that's unique to Filipino culture. They don't meet strangers. They can put you at ease like that. It's a good thing that scopolamine and all that scopolamine, whatever you want to pronounce it, is not in the Philippines, because a lot of us would be dead and robbed. But that happens, you spend the rest of your time here. If you go back home, then guess what? Your boyfriend and girlfriend, and you start to send money back supporting her. But if you stay here, she moves in with you. You become husband and wife. That's basically the script. But I'm going to tell you something. It's all a game. It's all pretending, really. She pretends to love you. You pretend to believe it. And just keep going with that. Because once you stop pretending, you lose. Because there's guys watching this right now and say, no, man, my girl's real. Yeah, because she still pretending. You're not. I just wanted to talk. I talk about stuff like that because guys come over here, they're very naive, A lot of men who watch my channel, they've never been out of the country before. Hell, 17% of Americans have never been out of the state that they live in. So you need people to give you the ins and outs, man. Put you up on game. But y'all take it the wrong way. You take it out of context. And is it even worth coming over there? Like what happens in the Philippines doesn't happen everywhere else on this planet. You don't think they're sending money to Rio, to them women over there, or to women in Cartagena, or Thailand, and all those other places? Ukraine was a big one before the war. They are. The same thing is going on in the Philippines is going on everywhere else. But I can only talk about the Philippines because this is where I live. But they talking about, oh, I'd rather go to Central America or South America. Well, the same thing's going to be waiting for you. There's women that's going to want your money. There's going to be women that want your green card. You know, guys that get on here and push back when I say it's all about money. Then, okay, if it's not about money, then why does a 20-year-old woman want your old 71-year-old ass? Tell me that, if it's not about money. But see, here's the thing, and I wrote this down. We spend too much damn time worrying about what the Filipino wants. Okay, you already know what she wants. The money or the green card, a better life. Okay, you're halfway home now. You know what she wants. Now what do you want? You're scared to say it. You're afraid to ask for it. Or you just don't know what you want. But we spend too much time worrying about what she wants. What do you want, man? So you can get it. That's the only way you're going to get it. Hey, Nathaniel Drug Free said, hello, I'm back. I've been busy. Brian says, why is everyone oiling you? I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, Mike Dawsonville? AI Coconut Guy, what's up? He said, they got Epstein, though. Yeah, well, and then Epstein got Epstein. But I mean, you know, we never knew what they had, though, Frank. See, that's where you're wrong. He never went to trial. And they did the same thing to him that they're doing to Diddy. They're letting him roast in the court of public opinion, man. How you going to get a fair trial? You think Epstein would have been able to get a fair trial in America? Bullshit, man. John Jones, man. John Jones is the baddest man on the planet. I'm going to have to agree with Dana White. And then there's a dark side to John Jones. He really is a killer, man. You don't want to fuck with men like John Jones.
I hear you say
Okay. Honey, vote for y'all, please. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing in here. And I won't booby in here. John Jones is nobody to mess with. I'll put my money on John Jones against anybody. Period. End of story. Yeah, and I wanted to, yesterday I went to the gym. I told you I was going to do it on my the last live stream. I told you that I was just going to see if I could lift my weight. But of course I can't lift exactly because everything's in kilos over there. So I lifted 100 kilos, which is 220 pounds. See, when y'all seen that short that I did, that was the second set. I did a set of 10 before I realized I wasn't even recording it. But I'm progressing. Booby, get out of here. Bye. I got my live stream. Take care. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. See you next time. He said, hey, Cal, I tried to reach out to you on your Gmail account. I could not get through. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, you probably did. It's Cal Roach, CalRoach1 at gmail.com. Yeah, the unspoken agreement is real. And that's why we get away with not asking the woman for what we want. Okay, we leave that up to the unspoken agreement. Okay, you take care of me, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to pay for everything, but then you take care of me and my needs. That's an unspoken agreement. But sometimes, man, you know, you just got to make it plain what you want. Do you want a companion? Do you want sex on demand? What do you want? She can't read your mind. The unspoken agreement is about as far as it's going to go. Joseph Relva said, I'll pretend to give her money. No, it ain't going to work. Oh, man. But yeah, what happens in the Philippines happens around the world. Mike Wonderla says, Pinays are the best girlfriend experience. It's the only true girlfriend experience. That's what happens. She's going to pretend like she's been knowing you her whole life. They put you at ease like that. And you have a freak off the very first night. Now, I don't know if you can get that anywhere else without it being a bar girl or something like that. Okay, that's why men come over here. They won't experience that. And for the most part, you're going to get it. But see, we've been watching, me and Marilyn, we've been watching a lot of videos about South America and different things, man. I'm going to tell you something. In 2023, just in Medellin, however they pronounce it, I believe it was like 30 foreigners was killed. Just in that one city. Murdered. They didn't die. They were murdered. And I'm like, I see why I'm in the Philippines. You can't deny, man, that the Philippines is a whole lot safer than a lot of places that passport bros go to. The Philippines is safe to me. I'm not gonna tell you it's safe for you because I don't know you. I don't know who you hang around with, what you're into. Do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you use drugs? Whatever you do. Rap Tube says, I like Philippines. Some parts were a little sad though, like the homeless kids sleeping on cardboards. Yeah, you can see that in America. See, you know, once Marilyn is ready, I ain't gonna force her. She was shocked. We watched some videos on poverty in America. She could not believe it because they think, you know, America is the, you know, land of milk and honey. I'm going to be honest with you. I grew up what I consider poor. You know, my mother was on government assistance for a while, but it was nothing like what we saw. You can go your whole life in America and not see that level of poverty because you're not around it. Unless you grew up in it, rusted out cars and people living in trailers that look like no one lives there. Go to Whitley City in McCreary County, Kentucky. Go to Appalachia, West Virginia, and different places, man. The Mississippi Delta. You think you're in the Philippines some damn where. But because you don't see it, and they very seldom show it, a lot of these countries, they hide their poverty. The Philippines it's just right out there in front of you. But Marilyn's shocked. She could not believe it. She's hooked on the videos now. You're going to tell me they live like that? Why don't they work? I don't know. I don't have the answers. I know one of my last appointments, the man was living in a trailer with no door on it. Okay? I'm just telling you. You know, so if you want to focus on that in the Philippines, you can. But the Philippines, man, the weather, the beaches, see, I'm a beach guy, man. You can't beat it. It doesn't suffer from over-tourism, where when I was in Thailand, I was only there for 5 days. I'm stumbling over foreigners, man, in Bangkok and Pattaya. Yeah, I don't even have to speak the language. I just asked the next foreigner standing next to me. And that's what I did. I got up at Pattaya. I walked out on Beach Road, and I just asked the guy, where can I get me a cup of coffee? Where can I get me some pancakes? Anything I needed, I just asked the foreigner. I didn't have to ask the locals. Believe it or not, I've seen very few locals, only the workers. You tell me there's not poverty in Thailand, it is. He said, but Calvin, not everyone get the script run on them. No script was run on me. I actually met my lady in the Philippines. We spent time together. Then I came back to the States. I'm the exception. Yeah, you know, that just means the rule is correct, discerning Dash. Okay, I'm talking about my audience. So most of the guys, so I won't give them the wrong impression that that's what's going to happen to them, Discerning Dash. First of all, it doesn't mean your woman didn't have a profile online, because that's why she's so comfortable talking to you over there. Well, most of us meet our women online. And just because you met her in person doesn't mean she didn't have a profile. Okay, these women are not just going to, unless they work at the mall or the bank or somewhere where they're around foreigners all the time and it's their job to talk to you, man, you ain't going to get a Filipino to talk to you. You got to go through that whole rigmarole that the local guys have to go through. And guys only going to be here for 2 weeks. He's not going to do that. It's just like Bakala Will said. He's going to go to the dating site. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah, he said the same game is being run by women in every country around the world. Absolutely. What happens over here happens everywhere. But I tell you what, you're not going to get the girlfriend experience everywhere like you do here. I just want to tell you the things to look out for so you can get a better outcome for your income, because you're going to spend here. If you don't do anything else, you're going to spend money. So Discerning Dash, even though you met her there, you spent money because she don't have any. I guess you was the exception with that too. And I'm not picking on you, but hell, too many exceptions, man. You're the exception to the exception. Nobody's got any money over here, the people we deal with. They don't. Their family don't. Their friends don't. Scott Barr said, why a 20-something-year-old wants a 60-year-old man is obvious. The problem, the 60-year-old is delusional, right? See, she's pretending. All you got to do is pretend, Scott. But the minute you stop pretending and believing in the damn delusion, you lost. That's why guys will argue with you like, oh, no, not my girl. Yeah, because she's still pretending, dummy. And you're not. You start believing. No way no 20-year-old woman gonna like a 60-year-old man. Period. End of story. I don't give a damn. But who cares? I'm pretending that she does love me. It's fine like that. Hey, the Warrior said, hope all is well. I'm just edging right now, nothing serious. Thank you. He said, my next trip out of the country won't be the Philippines. I truly want to see the world. Yeah, you can do that. But you're going to run into the same thing there. Remember, wherever we go, we take ourselves with us. That's why I say work on yourself. Keep the focus on you. Time, health, money. And wherever you go, you're going to win. You're going to get a better outcome for your income. But you got to spend money. Okay, but I've been watching stuff, man. I'd be scared to death to step in Colombia or Brazil looking for a woman. Now, see, those places, if and when I do go Blizzard Abroad, I'm going just to see the sights and the beaches and culture and all that. I'm not taking a chance, man. He said the unspoken agreement in America starts off, what kind of car you drive? How much money you got? My first dinner date's $200. Don't talk to me. He said they knew who Diddy was long before they finally got him. Absolutely. But I guarantee you, they're not going to get him on anything like sexual assault charges and stuff like that. They're going to get him now on those guns. Okay? And then remember, the RICO, you saw the lady lawyer on there. She said that's one of the easiest cases to prove. It's RICO. They're going to get him with RICO. You know, they just going to get him. Hey, W Secrets to Success, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, he said Diddy did it, but him going down covers the real devils. Now, what's tripping me out, man, is all these cases going on right now. Is that a coincidence? You got Diddy, you know, they're talking about Diddy. Now the trial of Young Dolph in Memphis, Tennessee. And then there's another well-known case that's going on right now. And I'm like, could that be a coincidence? Or do they got us all distracted? Because I was kind of glued to watching the testimony, man. They lit that dude up. It's a good thing that the guy, well, it didn't matter. he didn't know how to operate that Draco, that semi-automatic gun. He's lucky he didn't kill himself. But you know, they lit him up, man. The coroner was, the coroner was there, and they literally sprayed him. He didn't have a chance. He never seen it coming. Yeah, he said John Jones against anybody except his football player brothers. No, John Jones, man, don't bet against John Jones ever. There's a dark side to him, man. He's the real deal, man. I think I've got to agree with Dana White. He's the baddest man on the planet. Those guys aren't tougher than him, and he's so dedicated to what he does, man. You're not going to beat him. You're not going to beat him. Yeah, he said Diddy may get Epstein also, meaning they don't expect him to. Because, see, they put him on suicide watch already. Like, wow. Really? The man's been locked up 2 days and you put him on suicide watch. Hey, Mark Bruno, he said, Cal, kudos for the long-running show. Hey, thank you, man. So a few of us has been on here for a long time. You know, I think, guys, I always said, as long as my information is relevant, I'll keep going. We just having conversations anyway. People take it the wrong way. I'm not preaching to grown men. I'm just reminding you of some things. You've never been here before. So I'm telling you about the girlfriend experience. I'm telling you about the fact that if you got a 22-year-old woman interested in you and you're 62, it's all about the money and what you can do for her. I mean, I don't see anything. That's elementary, right? It's elementary. Angelo said, today is my girlfriend's birthday. She's 28. She's getting too old now. Yeah. Man, you got a nice woman, man. She's got a nice personality. She's attractive. She's young, and she's got a good job. I'm going to tell you what happens, Angelo. We get that roving eye. That's what happened to me. Man, my son's mother, man, 15 years later, I'm telling you that there was no, I fooled myself. I'm thinking, oh, look how easy this came to me. Maybe I can get something else. No. I've never had a bad situation over here, though. And most of you won't have. If you look for the red flags, if you take your time and you know what you're doing. I mean, I've got a woman I can trust, I trust Marilyn. Joel Taylor said, how old are you? I'm 61. Lisa said, too old at 28. He said, sad but true for many. Yeah, back to the hotel. What times the Travers? Yeah, he didn't get in that position from nobody liking him, right? He said a freak off. Yeah, no baby oil. Hell, even baby oil. You like what you like. But see, they know what's going on, okay? Because the women here, if you tell them, hey, go in there and get some baby oil, they won't get it. They're ashamed to get it. Even the people behind the counter know it's going to be a freak off. But you have a freak off the first day you're here. I don't care who you are. Or at least an attempted freak off. They're going to get lockjawed even if you're not able to get it up. She's going to get lockjawed trying to get it up for you. Because these guys come over here, man, they pretty old, crusty old. They can't do anything. They just want companionship. But the Filipina doesn't know that. So when they get there the first night, she going to try to blow that thing up, man. Ain't going to work. She going to wake up the next day, can't even open a damn mouth. Yeah, he's facing Rico. Yeah, his goose is cooked. I don't believe if he's able to beat those charges, he needs to leave the United States. He needs to become a passport bro. See, this is what gets me about even some of the crooks in America. A lot of them, man, it's like, what are you thinking, man? You got all that money. The world's approximately 198 million square miles. And you stay stuck in the same little areas where the people can easily pick you up. I'd have been gone. You give me just a tenth of the money that Diddy was controlling, man, they never find me. There's places in the Philippines, man, where they can never find you. You can go off the grid so easily. There's a place in Lewigan. It's a barangay of Bislick City. It's down by the ocean, man. I went there in 2009. They had 2G technology. There was no signal. There was no nothing. They could have chopped me up in 100 pieces and threw me in the ocean. And no one ever found me. Those guys are stupid, man. You know. He said, Cal Booby wants to hear the 362. Get her out of there. Yeah. And that's what she do, you know. Booby be meddling. He said, Cal, how's Cebu? I love Cebu, man. It's grown so much, though. The traffic's almost like Manila. But people here are just so nice, man. And you'll wonder to yourself, you'll be like, man, what do they want? What's going on? This couldn't be real. But it is. It is, man. When I go on my walk, anywhere I go, you think I was born here, man. And they don't want anything from me. He said, poverty is real out here also, everywhere. Hey, Elad, she says, hey, folks, while listening and reading, click the thumbs up. Yeah. He said, Cal's not going to ask, but I will. You read my man. I was getting ready to ask. Thomas said, you got to know how to treat Filipinos. You can't go around talking stuff and think you're safe doing it. Yeah. Merlin said that some guy tried to get some foreigner trying to get angry with her because he's in the wrong. He's got his car parked, a truck parked on the wrong side of the street. And they having a blowing contest. She's blowing our horn, and he said something out the window. See, that kind of stuff will get you in trouble over here. LaShonda Watson said, damn the Philippines. Well, you know, go somewhere else then. He said Appalachian poverty is next level. It is, but I seen it way back, man. I seen it back in the late 90s, right before I stopped drinking. I may have even just stopped drinking. And we were going from Louisville, Kentucky to Fort Campbell along the Western Kentucky Parkway. Oh, man. You know, through coal country. And now that there's no more coal mines in a lot of them places, man, it's like ghost towns, and the people left behind, they're in bad shape, man. And I mean, it's bad shape. Troll alert. Which one? Oh, yeah. Who? LaShonda? Tim West says, Calvin, what's up, brother? Sunshine Show's family, what's happening? He said, I've seen men eating out of the trash in the States before. Oh, yeah, that's everyday occurrence. Because of the mental state and all of that. But if you want to focus on poverty over here, man, when there's so much else to see, then I feel sorry for you. But to come over here and harp on that, like you don't have that poverty at home, it's because you haven't seen it. You haven't been exposed to it. It's there, man. I mean, it's really, really bad there. Because, you know, and the people, they don't have any education. 9 of the 50 poorest counties in America are in Kentucky. And even though, you know, see, where I grew up, we think that the projects is poverty. Man, the projects is not poverty, dude. Not compared to some of that stuff over there. And surely the Filipinos wouldn't think that the projects was poverty. It's something way below that. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, you have to see it. And you can go your whole life in America without seeing it like that. And you would think poverty is a project. He said, I tried to give a homeless guy some money yesterday. He cursed me out. You know, and a lot of it is mental health. Especially, you know, we were watching something about in Vegas, they got the tunnel guys. Some people live underground, right? I mean, it's really bad. Yeah, he said, almost no Karens here. I've not seen one yet. Well, they're here. A lot of them on YouTube. You know, wherever you go, there's going to be a Karen because, you know, Americans, we're the police of the world. We want to police the damn world, and the Philippines is no exception. But you can get away from all that. You know, in the next few days or so, well, I've got a subscriber coming Saturday, him and his girlfriend, and after they leave, I may go to the beach or somewhere. But you can go places where there are no foreigners, period, end of story. Y'all saw one. That's one thing I like about the Philippines. It doesn't suffer from over-tourism. I went down to Glen, there was nobody there. Retired 2019 says all men pay one way or the other. We do. Okay? But it's like this. It says, you know, in recovery, they said there's good in the worst of us and there's bad in the best of us. So no matter where you go, you're going to get that. There's no such thing as utopia. But for people to say, oh, the Philippines isn't worth it, just because I'll be putting you up on game about some of the games that are being played on men, man, you got to come over here yourself and see for yourself. Because all that scopolamine and all that, some guys will be like, man, don't worry about that. Come to Colombia and Brazil and all that, and you're going to have a good time. Yeah, only if you're going to come over there. You can't convince me that every woman over there is not dropping that in my drink. So I'm not going. I'm going there just for the nature. Jay says, hey, Calvin, are you, I can't get a girl in the States, so I talked to Zumi in Thailand. He's helping me get a skinny Asian wife. Well, it's not hard to do, Jay. JJ said, can you earn a living over there? Well, no. I would get me a remote job in your country and then come here. A lot of guys do it. Unless you're going to open up a business doing something that Filipinos can't do or they don't offer, you can't. You got to have the right visa. And I don't think you want to work for $6 a day. I don't know. Maybe you do. My pop lived in Covington, Kentucky, he said. I used to live in Cincinnati. He says, they wanted to hang my pops from hanging out with a white guy. Well, I had an uncle, and may he rest in peace. You know, this is back in the 60s, before the civil rights and all that. He was the bouncer in a bar in Covington, Newport. No, it was Newport, Kentucky, which is right next to it. And he killed a man. He killed a white guy in the bar. You know, he was the bouncer. And you know what happened? Because he was working for the mafia up there. I mean, look it up, man. The mafia was there. And you know what they ended up doing? He never spent a day in jail. He ended up getting a job in return from the ATF after that. But he got cut up pretty bad, too, because he got jumped. But he ended up killing one of the guys. I mean, he got cut up really bad. They thought he was going to die. 3, he never lived there again, and he retreated to Middle East for quite some time. Yeah, you know, we just don't really know. You know, all that is just gossip, man. I won't do that. I don't know these people. You only know what they put in the paper, and that's gossip. I try my best not to gossip, man. If I didn't see it, I don't believe it. Okay, because you know that song, Heard It Through the Grapevine, believe half of what you see, some or none of what you hear. I don't believe nothing unless I see it. You can't tell me anything and I'm going to believe it. I won't. Certainly not over here. What's up, 53 Shades Darker? He said, what's poppin'? He said, going to be heading back to the Twilight Zone next month. My 6-month run. Got to get them papers done for the missus to hit the U.S. Have you already filed for the spousal visa? Yeah, poverty's horrible everywhere. You got 5 men in America who own more wealth than the bottom 150 million. Make that make sense. Okay? And then you're going to say, oh, well, it's because people are lazy. That's bullshit, man. What's up, Mo? He said, good morning, Brother Cal. Today was my last day of work. He said, starting tomorrow, I'm retired, and next week I fly to the Philippines with a one-way ticket to my new paradise, man. Congratulations, man. Welcome to Rejuvenation Station, man. There's not a better feeling than that. I would take a long lunch break today. Now, it's already over where you are. Yeah, it's already, the workday's over with. Yeah, congratulations, man. He said Appalachia's poor as hell. It is, and you can go, but they're voting for Trump, by the way. It doesn't matter who the president is. It's not going to change that. It never has. It never has. John is from Appalachia in West Virginia. I mean, you wouldn't believe, Marilyn could not believe it. She's shocked, man. Now imagine how bad it must be for somebody in the Philippines to be shocked, because they look at it as the land of milk and honey. And even Filipinos that go over there on different type of visas and everything, they don't see it. They're too busy working all the time and staying in their same little circle. They don't even see it. You know, they'll see somebody on the corner, because the first time I took my wife there, believe it or not, we pull up to the light, is a White Castle. If anybody's ever heard of White Castle hamburgers, well, he's standing in front of the White Castle with the sign, right? And I just looked at him like nothing. I see it all the time. And I look back and my wife is crying. I'm like, what are you crying for? She feels sorry for the man. I'm like, yeah, you open that window if you want to. They've never seen it like that. They're thinking when they come to America, you know, the houses are made of diamonds and stuff, you know. The sidewalks are made of gold. Man, there's people starving in America. Believe it or not. And you go on YouTube and you watch some of that stuff, man, you'll be like, what year is this? He said, hey, Cal, what's up, Jabraz? Checking in from General Santos. I like General Santos. He said, I got a one-way ticket. Well, make sure you get that onward ticket, man. You still got to have that onward ticket, Mo. They won't even let you on the plane in America. Yeah, money making is difficult in the Philippines, man. He said Trump, I heard. Neither one for real. But I've got the information if anybody's over here that wants to vote. If you want to send in your vote from over here. Sammy Davis gave it to me. He's on top of stuff like that. That absentee vote. He said, I did find people here in the Philippines, at least the ones I encountered, have no idea what goes on outside of their country. Yeah, such as the Ukraine war, Lebanon, Israel war, election. Yeah, the Philippines is like a world unto itself. The overwhelming majority of people have never left this country. They can't leave. They've never even really left the city unless it's went to go to Cebu or to Manila. I mean, if you take your girlfriend away from where she's from, she'll be lost. When we go to Cebu, Maryland knows nothing about Cebu. But you come here, she's like the damn mayor. But one thing about the Philippines you cannot deny, they will leave you alone and let you enjoy your retirement. They will not bother you. They will not bother you. The problems we get into, we bring them on ourselves when we come over here and start fooling with these women. See, once you start fooling with the women, all bets is off. Even if you get the best one, man, you're going to be stressed, man. I'm just telling you. Yeah, there's a lot of good times thrown in there, but, man, it's a lot of stress in there, and we're older. He said, my woman in the Philippines thinks there's no poverty in America. I had to show her also, Cal. She was stunned, yeah. I mean, Maryland was really stunned. He said, Trump, yeah. He said, I don't want to work, period. Me either. I didn't come here to work. But more and more younger guys, man, they're getting tired of that rat race over there. They're trying to find a way out. Well, they're coming to places. They're getting those remote jobs and becoming those digital nomads. And, man, they're living it up. You know, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Philippines has a lot to offer somebody like me. A whole lot. But I just be trying to put guys up on game, try to watch your back for you. Y'all don't even appreciate it. They say I'm negative. Oh, I'm not coming to the Philippines. It's not, you're missing the whole point, man. All things being equal. If all you're getting is the sugary side, somebody's got to give you the other side. And remember, there's a lot of gray area in there too. But I'm just speaking as an American. We only see things in black or white. It's either good or bad. It's either positive or negative. It's not, man. It's a lot of gray area in there. You may come over here and, like Discerning Dash said, and be the exception all the way around. But I would encourage you to come here yourself. That's what I would encourage you to do. He said, vote for who you want. Why argue over it? Yeah, you're not going to change anybody's mind. Thank you. Say that again, man. We just love to argue. And it's not going to change anything, really. It's not going to change anything. Appalachia was there under Biden. It was under Trump. It was under Obama, Bush, Clinton. Okay, they're not worried about you. Yeah, show some love. Get the thumbs up. He says he froze on my eyes. I believe it's you. He said, believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. You can't tell me nothing. I don't believe anything. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I don't believe it. I don't want to hear it. Okay, what's up? He said, greetings from Minnesota. He said, Sunshine, I disagree with you having the right person in office does change stuff. Well, yeah, if you're way up there, what does it change? I said it's not going to change Appalachia. I didn't say it didn't change stuff. A lot of the things that are affecting our communities, the president is not going to fix, D. Grant, okay? Will they appoint superior, the Supreme Court justices and all that? Yeah. $53 Shades Darker says, don't need one if you get married here. All you need is to go back to the U.S. and file the spousal visa with the U.S. immigration. When they approve it, she can start working immediately. Yeah, you still got to get a visa, though. You just got to be in America to file for it. That's the whole point. That's not just going to be, that's not just going to happen overnight, man. It takes a long time. It takes about a year, between 9 and 12 months normally, the damn pandemic and lockdowns messed everything up, pushed it back, because I've seen people get approved for the K1. See, traditionally the K1 is approved faster, but the pandemic messed everything up. I know a woman who got approved in 3 months. We got approved in 6 months. It was fast. But the spousal visa takes longer because once she gets to America, she's going to already have her green card, more than likely. If not, it's coming. About a week. That's what happened to the guy who was in the Facebook group. He came over here, got married, went home, filed the visa, and when the woman got the green card, she left. She wasn't even with him 1 week. What's up, Kevin Jenkins? Yasim Salma said, what's your favorite country to travel? Well, it has to be the Philippines. I'm not going to lie. But I've been to Brazil, I've been to Colombia, Africa, Israel, Italy, London, England, Mexico, but they all have something that I like. But I like warm weather all year round. You got to have beaches, because I was going to settle in Mexico before I came to the Philippines. I was all set on it. I'd even met a dude over there, a Mexican guy. He was a dreamer. Well, he wasn't a dreamer. He was born in America to illegal, what we call illegal aliens, illegal immigrants. They called him. And he was like 30-something years old. They sent him back to Mexico. Imagine that. You grow up your whole life in America, they catch you and send you home. But he had already set things up for me in Cancun. I was going to move there. And then I came here. He said, why is the Philippines your favorite, Cal? It's just because I feel welcome here. It's just annoying, man. When I got here, I just felt like, man, I really like this place. I like the vibe. I like the fact that it's not so fast. And like I said, the people just, they leave you alone. They don't bother you. You're genuinely welcome here. And then all the other stuff. The women is just the icing on the cake. Because I'm going to tell you, when I first came over here, I didn't know what was over here. I didn't know all this. I'd heard about stuff in the service, but it was mostly, bar girls and stuff. It wasn't the regular Philippines. That's why I flew into Cebu. I didn't want Manila and Subic Bay and all that. And then, you start dealing with the women and everything. And, I love the beaches, man. It's just something. It just seems like I went back in time. It reminds me of when I was growing up. When people would come to your house, hey, can I cut your grass? It's just that wherever you go in the Philippines, to me, it just has a small town feel to it. The pace of this place. It's so much I love about the Philippines, man. But number one, I'm welcome. I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not welcome. I'm not welcome in America. I'm not welcome there. There's places in America I cannot go. Okay, I served my country. I paid taxes. I did it all, man. I voted. And there's some places I'm not welcome. Everywhere I go here that I've been here, they rolled out the brightest red carpet for me. Okay. So, yeah. He said, I like all that too, Cal. The people treat me so good over here. I never thought it would be this easy. It's true. Texas Repo said General Douglas MacArthur paved the way in the Philippines. Well, he actually didn't. That's just the story that you guys get. Remember, he left the Philippines. The Japanese ran his ass out of here. He came back after they came up with the other game plan. But, we've been coming over here before he was even born, I believe. Now, he was born because, let's see, how old was he in 1945 when he came back? because we've been over here since 1899. So yeah, he was probably born, but we've been over here. Remember, it was a colony of ours for years. The Japanese only occupied the Philippines for about a year. So no, that's the story they get. But if you know, see, with me, history matters. Long before he came back. Yeah, it took a few trips for the Philippines to grow on me. He said, my first trip, it was all right. I was ready to go after about a week and a half. What's up, Q-Dub? He said, being welcome is definitely top tier for me too, Cal. It is. I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not welcome, man. And, you know, they've always treated me like that. But now I'm in a place, San Carlos City, where they really treat me like a celebrity, man. They really think I'm a celebrity, man. And that's humbling to me, but that's what I want. So that's why I don't have any problems here. If somebody has trouble with me, they're going to tell me. They're very loyal, man. Filipinos are very loyal. See, I like that. You see, those guys who, you know, the haters, they can't come to San Carlos City and do anything to me. Somebody chop their head off. You know, I like that. You know, I feel protected here. You know. But that's one of the reasons I like the Philippines. They're very loyal. You do something for them, they'll never forget it. I don't have an alarm system on my house. I don't need one. Because I think Moments with Mitch said it. He said, feed the neighbors. He said, that's your best burglar alarm. They wouldn't let anybody come in my house. He said, don't quit. He said, Kensington in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, zombie land. That's just one of them, man. But she has to go through that whole process, man. It ain't nothing changed now, 53 Shades Darker. That sputum test and all that is part of her medical. She's got to do the whole medical, unless she's already done it. She's got to do the interview. That's long after, though. The paperwork has to go through the channels first. And you talking about somebody, I went through that process. Now, hey, Sperling Edwards, thanks for that super chat. He said, my father was in the military. I was in the military. Traveling is in my blood. Y'all see, the Navy gave me my travel bug. But y'all kind of relit it. Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmerman really set fire to it. But then I seen regular people on YouTube. I can't remember that guy's name was over in Brazil, because I was going to Brazil too. Charles something. What was his name? He ended up dying of a heart attack. But no, I went through that process. That's a long process. 53 Shades Darker. It's a lot more complicated than that. When you go, it's going to take you a long time. When you fill out the application, just the application, it's going to go in a black hole. 2 or 3 weeks later, they'll send you a letter saying, yeah, we got it. Then you're not going to hear nothing for a long time. It's some steps. And then they'll they'll tell you, go here and get, because you got to pay it all in pesos. You got to pay money for the interview. You got to pay money for the medical. Then she's got that CFO class. That's the last thing. When she's passed everything else, it's the CFO, where they try to talk her out of going. And then once she completes that, they'll send her visa by courier. I forgot the courier they use. It's a long process. It's not simple. I'm just, you know. Hey, Dolan Mason, thanks, Brother Cal, for the information regarding voting. But no thanks. I'm not voting. He said, are you talking about the Philippines? I am. I'm talking about people take a lot of what I say out of context. They think I don't like it here because I try to put men up on game. See, we need a support group. when you go overseas, Filipinos have a support group. You may not see it online. I don't know if you've ever seen a Filipino vlogger give you red flags about foreigners or tell you horror stories about what foreigners have done to Filipinos and what to look for in a foreigner and all that, right? The best dating sites to find a good foreigner. You don't see that. That's what we need, really. We need to see that other side. They'll never give you. So I'm doing that. So it makes it look like I'm negative. But I talk about a whole lot of stuff. I certainly would not be here if I didn't really, if this place really didn't grab a hold of me. If I didn't, I fell in love with this place. And now Booby's here. That's just icing on the cake. That's 2 coats of paint on paradise. I just want people to know that it's 360 and a lot in between there. It's not all bad. It's everything the sugary people tell you, but I just tell you a little bit of the other side. Because I'm trying to save you some heartache. Some guys come over here, they get rolled because they believe all the good stuff. They don't understand that a lot of women on those dating sites aren't up to the right, they're not in there, they don't have any good intentions. So I just try to show them how to recognize those type of women. Filipino vloggers, they want the world to think that every foreigner that comes over here is a good foreigner. They're literally leading their sisters to the slaughter. They're not telling them what to look for or what to look out for. And the games we play, because we play games over here. How many young province women are stuck with a baby and never seen a man again? And all that crazy stuff we do. But see, that's not for me to tell. That's for them to tell. I got to stay on this side. Okay? He said, I won't vote for either side. Well, you can still vote. It's your right. It's your privilege to vote. You don't have to vote for either one of them. Write your own name in there. ACN says, bro, if an expat gets a girlfriend in the Philippines, but it falls apart after some time for some reason, the ex-girlfriend found some fake cases or some breach of promise to marry case to put the ex-boyfriend in prison. I guess anything's possible. I've never heard of it in my over 15 years of being here off and on. Almost 6 years. In December, to be 6 years in a row. I've never heard of that. Now, I do hear about women getting men blacklisted and deported. It just depends on how the breakup goes. See, a lot of guys, remember I say don't make any promises you can't keep. But when she puts the Filipino tune-up on you, now you're promising every damn thing. Instead of taking it easy, finding out who is this laying next to me. Let me find out who this is first. Let me make a few trips. And if you're here to stay, let me stay over here for a while. A year or two. So that way, if she's hiding something, it's going to come out. Somebody's going to tell her. But I've never heard anybody getting locked up over here for a false promise of marriage. How could they even prove that, unless you text it to her? And why would you do that anyway? You don't even know the person. But anything's possible. Kamal says that Mike Oxlong, he might retaliate and vote for Trump. Yeah, he said, you retired. I am. I'm not retired. I'm retired when I started receiving my Social Security in about, in about 8 months. That's when I'm retired. But I retired at 55 because I had I have a renewal. I got some passive income from my insurance book of business and coupled with my YouTube channel. I don't know why people go around saying, quit questioning whether people need their YouTube channels or not. I mean, that's the whole point of getting on YouTube is becoming monetized, and maybe, you can quit your job. I mean, I don't know why it's the vloggers in the Philippines, we're scrutinized more than anybody because there's people who are really earning the bag around the world on YouTube. There's a little guy over here right now. He's in Cebu now. I Show Speed. He's earning millions every year on YouTube. Do you see anybody worry about him? Why would he get rid of his YouTube channel or something like that? I'm proud of the fact that my YouTube channel is monetized and I don't have to get back on that damn hamster wheel. I shout it from the rooftops because the odds are so astronomical against you. Okay, especially when you come over here into this, it's glutted now, but it's really not. If you talk real life stuff, if you tell your experiences and not gossip and all that other stuff, you can separate yourself from the crowd. That's what I've done. You think it's a lot of channels over here. It's really not. It's so many of them talking about the same trash, the same stuff. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. You can't say that about my channel. Do I talk about a lot of the same stuff? Yeah, but boy, am I talking about my life over here and the challenges that I face being away from my family and friends and loved ones, and how I've been able to acclimate over in the Philippines, why I love it. The only regret I have really is I wish I would have retired sooner over here. Okay, Angelo, take care. Thanks for stopping by. He said, Moonshine Shoulders. TJ said, what's up? Good morning from Da Nang. Could really use some of this rain everyone has been complaining about. I love the rain, man. Yeah, Kevin Mister says, I hear you there, Jim. Just going off my experience. I know everyone has experienced things differently. And this is what people don't seem to get. They seem to tell me like I don't have a perspective. Okay, I can give that to people. I know your experiences are different. I'm just telling you mine. That's all. The pushback I get are from old heads, or from people who've been here multiple times. What I say is not going to make any sense to you, but for somebody, a man or woman who's never been here before, it could mean all the difference in the world. If I say, hey, what's the difference between flying into Manila and flying into Cebu? Or going on that dating site versus trying to meet a woman in person. It means a lot to those guys. But to somebody who's already been over here, who's emptied their sack, who's got a woman they can trust and all that, they're going to be the exception to anything I say. But instead of them just keep scrolling, they want to argue. Everybody's going to have a different experience over here. I'm just telling you my experience. He said, how you like the name, TJ? Yeah, he said he's funny as hell. He makes millions of dollars with his channel. Millions of dollars. You don't see anybody trolling him. He's got so many subscribers and so many comments. It wouldn't even do him any good to even look at his comments. But they want to try to, box you in like you're doing something bad. There's people making earning millions of dollars on YouTube. Like you should be ashamed of earning money on YouTube. Man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all listening to the wrong people. I'm telling you that right now. Success is success, no matter how you look at it. Okay, the damn Mr. Beast, I bring it up all the time. He earned 82 million last year. You see anybody fucking with him? Well, now they are. But I mean, you think he really cares? Go fuck with him. Don't mess with me, yeah. He said, yeah, they talk about the wants, you clarify the needs. He said, why do gatekeepers keep locking me when I'm listening and learning? He said, young people are gullible. I see it. He said, advice, since I learned it the hard way. As soon as you see your Social Security has been transferred to the Philippines, send them an email to look at your case. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my home address and everything. I'm not sending nothing over here, man. You know, I'm glad I found a good bank that I can trust and I can, you know, conduct my business with over here. And that's as far as I'm going. But I'm not going to send my check over here. You know, imagine the mail. Okay. Jeffrey Tatter sent me a gift from Japan. He lives in Japan. Took 2 months to get here. If I just send a letter home, it'll take forever. The mail system here is just unbelievable. I mean, that would be the only kind I have against the Philippines, really, is that the mail system. If it were a lot quicker, man, could make things a whole lot simpler. But remember, you're on the other side of the planet. You can get it here, but it's going to cost you. UPS. Some people are saying LBC is not so expensive. Hey, W Secrets to Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, can I borrow a few coins? I'm ready to get off the hamster wheel too. Man, you know if I had it, you could get it. He said, there's a fine line between professional courtesy and allowing evil and looking the other way. The Beach of Life says, bro, you ain't been silenced once. Stop complaining. He said, I'm thinking about going there to do my exit visa. Thanks, bro. Oh, you mean, what do you mean your exit visa? You mean your visa run? There's so many places you can go right close to the Philippines. Hong Kong, Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia. Jarvis Jones says, how are the fresh fruits and vegetables over there, Cal? Very good. Very good. Some of the best watermelon I've ever had. They got the bananas. You know, I get lemons for my coffee. I mean, not my coffee, for my tea at night. I mean, whatever you want, man, it's over here. Pineapples right off the plantation. You say, how does the fruit there compare to the fruit here in the U.S.? It's a whole lot better. It's a whole lot better. There's no GMOs and all that stuff, man. It's right off the farm. I'm just telling you about, they got like 2 or 3 types of watermelons here. The ones I've fallen in love with are yellow on the inside. They're delicious, man. I like all my fruit cold. If it's not cold, I can't eat it. But yeah, TJ said Da Nang is no problem. Highly recommended. Why vote for any of them, guys? He said, why vote for Harris? I mean, because we're followers. They tell you what to do. They do everything for you over there. They tell you who to vote for. This is a woman that we rejected just a few years ago when she ran for president. She didn't even make it out of the primary. Even the National Black Caucus, they got behind Biden. They shunned her. Then when Biden went to sleep at the damn wheel, now here they come. Oh, here she is. She's the best choice. I don't buy that stuff, man. I think for myself. You can't tell me who to vote for. He said the difference between you and Beast or Speed are, lawyers, he said. They got big money, man. He said outside the sub count, obviously. Yeah, man, those guys, I don't really see what this iSpeed, Booby likes him. She watches him. I mean, he's like, a little loudmouth guy to me. That's all he does is go around. But, I don't understand social media anyway. It's all about algorithm. If the algorithm shined on me and put me in front of more people, that's all it is. I'd be up there too. The algorithm has a lot to do with that, man. You know, somewhere along the line, he hit that algorithm. He did something, or he had somebody, you know, a lot of these channels, they have these publicists and all that stuff that all you do is just create the content. They do everything else. See, I got to do it all. I just create the content and put it on there. I know nothing about it, but I could command the audience. I could, you know, I could handle being up there like that because I know it's not me. It has a lot to do with the system. He said, how does one vote in the Philippines? This is an absentee vote, same as when you were in the Navy, military. You're not there. The last time, let's see, in 1980, I want to say 1984 or 19, I can't remember, but whenever you voted, they would give you, they call it an absentee vote. We should fill it out on the ship. He said, boy, I hope Social Security won't run out by 2035. If not, if it does, they'll have something else. Coming to Cebu, my brother, I don't know. I guess I might come in here Saturday. But I probably will. I'm not going to lie. Okay, because I'm itching to get out of here, man. Marilyn's sick. She's just getting over something she done had. Because we were supposed to have been there Wednesday. She had a doctor's appointment. Yeah, he said 6 weeks are never by standard mail, man. Hell, 6 weeks, I'd love to get something in 6 weeks. I mean, that would be the only thing that would, you know, that I would complain about here. He said, them trolls are dropping like flies, Cal, one by one. The guy don't like ugly. Yeah, man, you know. I try to tell y'all the universe is always watching. And you just can't keep, you know, the universal law pays interest compounded upon interest, whether it's going to punish you or reward you. So the longer it takes, the more severe the punishment or the greater the reward. So some people right now thinking they've gotten away with something. No, the interest is just accumulating, and then when it gets your ass, it's going to hurt you. Or you may have done a good deed and you wonder, well, Cal said universal law. Well, the longer it takes, the bigger the reward. And that's what happens. People think that they're getting away with something, and they're not. It's interest compounded upon interest. And when it hits, it's going to hit. Ruby says, if you live in major cities in the Philippines, postal service is reliable. Bull. I'm talking about from the United States, Ruby. I mean, of course, I could go to LBC and get something to somebody anywhere in the Philippines in 2 to 3 days. We're talking about from the United States. No, I don't care where you live. I remember when I was living in Cebu, my little daughter, she was in the 1st grade at the time. She sent me a letter. I don't know who it was. Somebody knocked on my door, handed me a letter from her. And hell, it was 2 months old. She didn't think I got it. That's what we're talking about, Ruby. We're not talking about in the Philippines. In the Philippines is good. We're talking about outside of the Philippines. If I'm trying to mail something like, I remember when I was doing the K-1 visa, and, you know, I had to get something notarized. Hell, it would cost me $100 to send it, not UPS, what's the other, FedEx. Just a sheet of paper. Because if I put it in the mail, it may never get here. There was a hello from Manila. I just completed that 17-hour flight. Tiring, but happy to be here, man. Once you get here, man, this is something. You get out at the airport, you get that aroma in your nostrils. You know you're in the Philippines. You get outside, man, the sun slaps you in the face. And then you see all the people around, man. And you start looking around, you see all these beautiful women, and you be like, yeah, I'm glad I'm in the Philippines. He said, we're talking about escaping the matrix daily. He said, you're welcome to Orlando, Florida, brother. He said, that yellow weird-shaped melon is the best. He said, Cal, America was better under Trump. Well, it's all subjective, man. It's all subjective. It didn't bother me. I didn't even know. It made no difference at all in my life. I was still working when Trump was president. It didn't make a difference in my life. I still had to get up every morning, put my big boy pants on, and go do whatever it is I had to do. It did not affect me. Okay? The only president I can absolutely say affected my bottom line was when George Bush Jr., when he signed into law that Medicare Modernization Act, when he enacted that Part D and all that, my whole life changed. But I still had to go out there and do the work. But that's the only president in my whole life who's actually done something, or there was some legislation passed that affected me. And because I was in the right profession at the right time, that's all it was. The rest of the time, man, Obama and all those guys, it didn't do anything for me. I was already an insurance agent, but when he signed that and said, hey, here's Medicare Part D and Medicare Advantage, and that still didn't guarantee me success, but he absolutely changed my life with that. I went from being just a regular insurance agent earning about $1,000 a week. I started earning like upwards of $5,000 and $6,000 a week, man, and wasn't working nearly as many days. I remember in 2009, I earned over $200,000. I worked 3 months out of the whole year. The rest of the time I was over here in the Philippines. That's why, he's the only one. And I can't give him any credit, really. He just signed the paper because some people could not succeed with Medicare Advantage. I was able to. Yeah, she didn't get nothing. But, people are voting for Trump. Trump's a cult leader, in my opinion. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Because people are voting for Trump and it goes against their best interests. Like I said, the people in Appalachia are voting for Trump. How's that helping them? None at all. And a lot of the people who vote for Trump, they'll come over here and give away the damn visa for free to a stranger. And then they'll try to justify it by saying, oh, it's illegal. It's illegal. She's a legal immigrant. It don't matter, man. You still got screwed. Hell, Bin Laden could come in and out of the United States anytime he wanted before we turned on him. Saddam Hussein could come in and out of the United States. What's the guy? Noriega. Man, it don't matter, man. Okay? Y'all complain about the open borders, then you come over here and give away a visa to a woman you met in 2 weeks. One guy, 3 days he was over here. That doesn't make it good to be irresponsible just because, it's legal. That doesn't mean be irresponsible with it. He said, a lot of these Philippine bloggers I watch, you have mentioned, some of them are pretty good. Yeah, there's a lot of good information on here. If you're listening, though, I'm just saying, I was just talking about when people say, oh, I'm negative. I'm doing for the men what some Filipino bloggers should be doing for the Filipina. They're not, so you don't have anything to bounce it off of, to compare it with. All they're saying is where to meet the best Filipina and all that. They're not saying, the games Filipinos play. Even they're doing that. Even they're saying, watch out for the scams Filipinos are doing. They're not saying watch out for the scams that foreigners are doing, We're over here playing games, man, too. We're over here destroying lives, too. A woman might not lose her life savings, but she surely has lost her life. She's lost her innocence, her virginity to some man promising something he knew from the beginning he wasn't going to deliver. But nobody talks about us like that. They should do that. I'm going to leave that to them to do that. Not me. It's not my responsibility. I'm trying to protect y'all's ass to get your neck off the chopping block. But y'all just keep on. For every man who I saved from the guillotine, 100 of you clowns volunteer for it, thinking you the exception, thinking that you can handle it on your own. I don't need to listen to those guys. You have no idea. Okay, he said, good night. I'll watch the baseball game. Go WNBA. He said, vote for Jimmy Mack, butt crack. Put you back, yeah. So what's your policies, Brian? He says, Your Highness displeased. He said, it's crazy to come on to someone's stream and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Change the subject. Yeah. They're on my screen. They're on my live stream. He said, Cal, you're a political novice. Move on to another topic. Man, how am I a political novice? I don't have a perspective. You got to be an expert to just say who you want to vote for or whatever. See you later, Anthony Jordan. Get out of here. He said, if you mail anything, better use tracking and insurance. Everything else is 50-50. Yeah, man. And I'm going to tell you something. Even that ain't going to help you get here no quicker, though. Jarvis says, do you get to see the NFL games over there? I do, because I got a Fire Stick. But I can't watch a whole NFL game. I can't watch a whole. Believe it or not, the only college game that, the only college team I can watch is Colorado. I don't care who they play. I can watch the whole game. I don't know why that is. I really want to see what the hype's all about, I guess. Because that was a hell of a game the other day with Baylor. But Baylor's coach should be fired. There's no way they should have lost that game. It's the same thing that the stupid-ass Colorado State did last year. There's no way you should have lost this game, man. All you had to do is, there's just no way you should have lost that game. They got one play to go 43 yards, and you let the man slip by you and catch a Hail Mary. But it was a great game. He said, thanks for clarifying. So basically, an ex-boyfriend usually doesn't get in a legal mess, which leads to him being locked up if a relationship falls apart with a girlfriend. And, of course, no promises which can't be kept. No, usually it doesn't. And they move on quick. She's going to find somebody else really, really quick and forget all about you. Provided you did it the right way. If you want to break up with somebody, just go home, man. That's all you got to do. You don't even have to go through all of that drama. And then when you come back, how's she going to know you back in country? But no, we don't have to. We can't do it like that. We got to have the last word. We got to sit there and argue back and forth. Just go home. Okay, because while you with her, if you say I'm going home, she's going to want to see the ticket. Now, she want to have proof. Just go home, man. And it's over. Okay? That's all you have to do. And then when you come back, just don't contact her anymore. He said, thanks for the sports info, Cal. I really appreciate that. And how about Arch Manning and those Longhorns? Yeah, he got off, man. I want to see him against somebody real good, though. But I think he still passed the test because he's got a hell of a team around him. And I don't believe, as long as he doesn't get nervous, I think he'll be all right. Because they still have the same offensive line. They still have all those skilled players. And the defense is good enough. He says it's Thursday year in the Philippines. Yeah, he's the truth. He said, I will have a drink today. Sorry, Cal, nothing for 6 days. That's okay. He said, arguing with someone who has written in Seymour butts for U.S. Senate every year because they don't know who's running. Yeah. Saquon, yeah. But no, you don't have to worry about that, man. I just leave. And anybody else that wants to know, how do you break up with a girl, blah, blah, just go home. Or go to Vietnam or Thailand or something. She'll never know when you're coming back. That's how you do it in a way, in a peaceful way. Because it's always going to be your fault anyway. They're never going to see their fault. It's never their fault. It's always yours. Trust me, okay? I'm just telling you. And I don't care how much you do for them. If all of a sudden the relationship, it's going to be something you did. You know, my wife is telling people, oh, I cheated, she said. But she leaves out the fact that she left me and my son over here. She conveniently leaves that out. Lady, I didn't sign up for that. You ought to know me. I'm used to getting a tune-up every night. Now all of a sudden you're going to leave and leave me over here for any reason. Well, just make up a reason. But you leave that out. Hey, the Sigma Enigma, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, I caught that workout video, and let me tell you, it was nothing short of inspiring. Keep grinding, brother. You're setting the standard. I'm getting ready to upload one today to my members only and my Patreon. Because, you know, when you put it on regular YouTube, no one watches it. I mean, I'm trying to inspire people, man. It's never too late. And when people say, oh, you're on TRT, right? I have to be on something to be out there, you know, getting in shape. I'm not on anything. It's all natural. If I was, I would tell you. Where you get the TRT in the Philippines, I don't know. You know more than I do. I just stopped drinking and smoking 26 years ago. And it has a lot to do with the way I'm living now and the results I'm getting. But when you're in the Philippines, I was talking to Kaz yesterday. It inspires me to work out. The weather's good. The sun's always shining. You know, you want to look good, man. It makes me want to look good. It makes me want to be my best, to push myself. Yeah, I didn't walk to Dumaguete to show out. It's the worst thing I ever done, man. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. But you got to challenge yourself sometime. When I benched that 220 yesterday, I've never lifted that kind of weight before. I only weigh 200. But I'm challenging myself. I'm like, are you going in the gym? Are you wasting your time? I'm not wasting my time, man. I inspire people to do that. I want to encourage you to take better care of yourself. Stop taking life for granted. What's wrong with that? Hey, Blizzard Abroad, thanks for that super sticker. I mean, you should want to do that. Especially over here where, you know, you're going to be dealing with younger women. But do it for you. We spend too much time worrying about the women over here anyway. I don't get that. Worrying about what they want. We already know what they want. So you're already halfway home. Now all you got to do is decide what you want. Hey, Burton Knows, thanks for that super chat. He said, you do you, Cal. I am, man. That's all I got, man. Eric D, thanks for the super chat. He said, so many dudes are vitamin D deficient. They think someone's on gear when they see a man with normal vitamin D. Yeah. Or anything. Excuse me. Or just has the will to be better, man. You know. Remember, it's called self-discipline. Nobody's got their foot on my neck making me work out. Anybody can go punch the clock from 8 to 5. That's not self-discipline. It's doing what you supposed to do because you know it's the right thing to do. No matter how you're feeling. They said the ability to push yourself forward and take action and stay motivated even when you physically and mentally and emotionally don't want to, are not feeling well. See, that's self-discipline. We need more of that. Madoff said, hey, Cal, thanks for allowing me to be a part of this community. Although I'm new to your chat, it's been an eye-opening experience. Keep up the good work, my good brother. Thank you, man. You know, we're a community. We trying to rescue people from the guillotine, man. That's what we're trying to do. But for every man we rescue, 100 of them is lining up for the damn guillotine because they think they can do it by themselves. You can't do it by yourself. Now over here, why would you even want to? This is a support group right here, a loosely knit batch of men, you know, discussing our concerns and stuff as it pertains to the Philippines. Can I make it over there? What's life really like over here? It's not bad, man. Other than the fact that you're on the other side of the world. You're on the other side of the earth. So you're far away from your friends, family, everything familiar. You basically have to be reborn, start your life all over. But other than that, man, you know, I think it's been a great experience. It's a chance for you to grow. He said, saving folks from themselves. Yeah, that's really all it is, man. That's a hard job. I don't know how many videos I've made about the worst enemy over here is you. It's looking at you in the mirror. Imagine all those guys dying in Colombia, man, being drugged. Now it's everywhere. I was watching a video yesterday. A guy got drugged in the UK. He's in London. He's on Instagram flashing some fake Rolex watches. Well, the bad guys, meaning the girls, they didn't know they were fake. So she set his ass up, but she didn't give him scopolamine. She gave him something similar, and he started waking up. And he sees the men in his house. And he goes to fight him, but one of them had a knife, and they stabbed him to death. But imagine the guys over in Colombia, man, going over there, getting poisoned and robbed. Why is that still happening? It's because people aren't listening. That's never going to happen to me. I'm grown. I'm from New York. One guy kept saying that. Guess what? He got drugged and robbed of everything. They cleaned his whole apartment out. But he's from New York. The tough guys. Same with the millionaire. Now, this guy's a millionaire. He has the self-discipline to become financially successful. He could go anywhere in the world. Goes to Brazil. He dies on his first night. They poison him. Drop the poison in his drink, man. Okay. Take care. Beats of life. He said, that's what it's all about, Cal. Some guys like information is going to help them when they get here. That's all it is. Stuff that's going to help you the minute you get off the plane. Or the minute you sign up for the dating site. Or just common sense stuff. There was a video I was watching yesterday. A guy was doing a live stream. This is an old video, but somebody was reacting to it. And he done turned his back. He's doing a live stream. That's what saved him. He done met 2 women in Cartagena, Colombia. You know, of course, you know, that's the key. They work in pairs. Oh, let's drink. But he's already been drinking. So he buys them beers and stuff. They see her clearly. Drop it. He don't see it. Drop it in his drink. So one of his people on the live stream told him, say, hey, man, they dropped something in your drink. So he went to the bathroom and poured it out where they thought he drank it. So they're sitting around waiting for it to activate. Well, it never did. It's crazy, man. But it's the same thing over here. You try to save guys from giving away all that money and sending money online and everything, like I telling them, man, look, you don't know who you're sending that money to. There's no need for you to send that kind of money over here. You're not responsible. You can't save people who don't need saving. They can save themselves. People over here are so resilient, man. I want to do a video so bad about the rebuilding of this fire over here, man. I don't want to do it, though, because people would think, oh, he's looking for sympathy. I'm not. I want to show you that Filipinos are tough as nails, man. This whole block burned down to the ground. There's no government help, man. The people start building from the very same day. They're over there. It's still smoldering. But now, if you go over there, like I went by there yesterday, you can see these little houses, these little wooden houses popping up over there. This is the people you're sending your money to. They'll run circles around you. You're weak compared to them. But you're trying to be a savior. We're saying, don't do that, man. Let her earn that kind of treatment. You won't even give your mother $2 now, to buy a pack of biscuits. But you're sending over here $2 million. Sneaking over here, building houses and stuff like that. This is what we're saying. This is what we're trying to do. Stop you from doing that. He said, if you're weak, that P will get your ass. Stay alert, stay alive. Man, I don't know if a man is strong enough. The P gets the strong ones. Those are the ones who saying it's not going to happen to me, and it ends up happening. There's guys over here right now who live in San Carlos City. The woman got them basically in prison. You imagine it's not that many Americans in San Carlos City. They locked away. You don't even see them. This is what I try to save guys from. Meanwhile, the woman may have 2 or 3 other men she's fooling with. They don't want to hear it. Remember, the woman's pretending, to love you and really be into you. All you got to do is pretend to believe her. Don't believe her, because when you stop pretending, man, that's when you lose. That's when you lose. When you stop pretending. He said, Cal, your story is a storybook. Man, I wish that it was unique and I was the only one with that story, but it's not. It's really an old story now. Somebody gets, strung out on drugs and turns their life around. It just happens every day now. It doesn't make it any less riveting, really, but it's something that I don't talk a whole lot about, but I'm so glad I did turn my life around when I did, because I saw what I was missing out on all those other years. I wasn't even 35. I was 34. I'd have been 35. Let's see. I stopped drinking May the 13th, 1998. So 15 days later, I was turning 35. Hey, Dark Magician God, thanks for that super chat. He said, I visited the Philippines last year and I miss it. I recently changed career paths and I love my new job. I guess I'll just have to settle for a vacation once a year. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Some of us need a vacation. Some of us need to vacate. Only you can answer that question. It just depends on what state you're in. If you got the money to vacate, vacate. If you don't, you got a good job, take a vacation. But the more times you come over here, the more you're going to want to vacate. especially when you meet the right woman, because a lot of good women are over here. I'm just telling you that we go overboard. The money that you're sending over here and you're spending, you're going to need it when you get here. Imagine how much longer guys could stay over here on their vacation had they not sent all that money to the woman beforehand to set it up. She's going to be waiting for you whether you're a week out or 6 months out. She's still going to be waiting for you. But you done sent all that money over here, week after week, month after month. So then when you finally do get here, you run out of money in 2 weeks, you got to go home. Because the money you send over here is gone. Let me remind you that she doesn't need you to love her. She needs your money. She needs a new life. She needs to be reborn. She's surrounded by love over here. This is a family-oriented society. Love does not put rice on the table. It does not pay the bills. So men are coming over here looking for love. You're not going to find it over here, man. That's the game. They're pretending to love you. There's no way in hell that a 75-year-old man is going to convince a 25-year-old woman to love him. Yeah, she's going to love you because love is a many splendid thing. I love Curly, but I'm not going to marry him. He's going to stay his ass outside. He better not come in here and try to get in my bed. But I love Curly. He's a member of my family. And that's how she loves you. She loves you like she loves her grandfather or somebody. Because they're good people. They're not angry. But you think she's romantically in love with you? You're crazy. You can't buy love. You know, but when you tell guys that, they say you're being negative. I'm not being negative. That's being real. As long as you know that she's pretending, all you got to do is pretend. But guess what? You don't know what you want. If you come over here and say, well, you know what? I want me a young woman, sex on demand, soft, cuddly. You know, I don't care that I'm going to have to pay all the bills and everything. But here's what I want. And you're going to get it. And you're going to be a whole lot more happier. Imagine you come over here, you don't know what you want. You're afraid to ask for what you want. And she's getting everything she wants. You're going to be unhappy. Now you're looking for love. Oh, I want somebody to really love me. You're not going to find that here. I don't care how many videos you watch. I don't care how much lying these women do on these videos. They do not love these men. Not romantically. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that. But they don't have to. He still got a damn piece compared to what he's getting at home. We're looking for love, searching for love. It's not over here, man. It's not over here. There ain't no love over here for you. Okay? I'm sorry. Somewhere between the airport and the hotel room, you get a name change. It goes from Greg or Calvin or Robert to Honey. That's part of the script. Okay, she's going to call you Honey like she's been knowing you her whole life. You get the freak off. Okay, because you signed that unspoken agreement. It's just a look you get. And next thing you know, you're in the shower together. Then after that, it's a done deal. You better pay the bills. Okay? And then it's going to be a freak off every night. Then when you go back home, you got to continue to pay the bills until the next time you come back. And you better come back in a reasonable time, or somebody else is going to be paying the bills. That's the script. It happens every time. Some guys go back and apply for the visa. They go right back and apply for the visa. But that girlfriend experience is real over here. Very few places you're going to get it like you get it in the Philippines. I mean, it will shock you, okay? Because I'm not going to lie. The first woman I met over here, she's trying to play like, because I didn't know anything about the unspoken agreement. But we're chatting, so she's telling me everything. But now she was trying to be like hesitant, right? The second woman, remember I told you I met two? Shit. She already knew. And she looked 10 times better, 10 times more sexier. The whole 9 yards, man. It was like, that's what blew my mind. That's what made me start coming back. And then she told me something that I never knew until she told me. She said, what are you doing with an old woman like me? She was 41, I was 45. Because I'm bringing the matrix with me. I'm thinking I'm supposed to date women my old age. She said, most foreigners over here your age, they're with a 20-year-old woman. I was like, She said, yeah, it's okay over here. She ran it all down to me. I was looking at her. I was still, but it went into my subconscious mind. So when I went back home, I got back on the dating site, and she was telling the truth. When the next time I came back, I ghosted her. I had a 22-year-old waiting for me at the airport, but she turned out to be 18. And it was all the way until I met Marilyn. I never messed with a woman. I was in my 40s, so I always messed with women 23, 24. Never older than that. To me, that's the perfect age over here. Okay? But, yeah, she put me up on game. She did. But she was sexy, man. I mean, she stopped. We were staying at that time, it was the Tamboli Beach Resort in Lapu Lapu. They redesigned it and everything. It's like a condo community now, but at that time it was a resort. Man, she put on that polka dot bikini, man. I mean, this woman was built. She was stacked, man. She was 41. But she put me down. She said, no, it's the young girls that they like. I knew nothing about that, man. It was that ever since. If you look at a woman today, it's just something when they're somewhere like 22 to 25 like that, that's when you see the tenderoni in them. Anything else, man, they're older and, they kind of been through the ringer a little bit. Even though they're younger, it's no better than that, say, 22 to 25. I'm just older now. I didn't want one that young. He said, man was 5'6". He said, I spent a lot of time in the red light district. Okay, let's see. Well, there you go. Joe. Yeah, she put me up on game, man. But we had a good time, man. I spent all my time in Lapu Lapu. See, back then, Lapu Lapu was a real tourist place. It's not like it is now. The pandemic did a job on Lapu Lapu. I don't know if it ever recovered, but all the empty businesses you see in Lapu Lapu today, they were booming. All the massage places, restaurants, Korean places, all those Japanese and Korean, they ran Lapu Lapu then. I don't know if it ever recovered. It was. You might as well been in Boracay or Panglao Bahal somewhere in 2009 in Lapu Lapu. It was nice. We ate seafood and everything. Yeah, he said a fresh 18 looks like crap 12 years later. Yeah, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. If even though it's a game, it is a what did the guy say the other day? He said you're acting like it's I forgot what he said, but anyway, it's a game. So it's a game. So okay, if you're 60 and you get a 23-year-old woman, she's not gonna bat an eye. She's not gonna care. You're gonna be the one with the cringe factor. She's not gonna care. But you're gonna have a 23-year-old, so it's fun pretending. Why not pretend? You're in the fourth quarter. Why do we gotta be so serious? Why do we take ourselves so serious in life? Why can't you just have some fun? Kick off your shoes, relax your feet, let your damn hair down. Have some fun, man. That's all I'm saying. and pretend all the way until you can't pretend anymore. But they go over there, and they come over here rather, and they're searching for love, man. So they get off on the wrong foot. These women don't love us, man. It takes a long time for Filipinos, man. They have to trust you. They don't trust us. Foreigners have a bad reputation over here. If you really want to just say, okay, I'm looking for a true love, it's going to take you a while to find that over here, but you will find it. But it's just going to take you a while. First of all, they got to see you over and over and over again and see, okay, is this guy okay? Is he really single? They're looking. And once they start becoming familiar with you, and they'll eventually start letting their guard down. They won't be afraid to talk to you. If I go to these little stores, Save More and different places, those women will talk to me now if I want to talk to them. When I first go in there, they're scared to death of me. They're not going to say anything to me. Now, a lot of them will say something to me. Aren't you sunshine shoulders and all that? Because they're comfortable now. But most of us don't have that kind of time. We got our pants on fire. I said, so women in the Philippines like Panay Juicy girls. I've never seen them from Korea. He said, where are you living? I'm living on Negros Island. Yeah, just pretend, man. Searching for babies. No, we're not searching for babies. Okay? The people who come on your channel and say that, they're the ones, they're just jealous. That's what they want, but they can't do it. Okay? Remember, I just told you that women here, people here, period, are tough as nails. These aren't typical. The women, the 18-year-olds that you're going to meet on that dating site are not typical 18-year-olds. They grown-ass women, okay? Because the woman that met me that turned out to be 18, man, I had no reason to believe she wasn't 22. I'm telling you, the way she carried herself, and she's the one who said those magic words. You can do whatever you want to me. Okay? She knew exactly what she was doing at 18. Okay? Turned me out. Okay? Blew my mind, really. Had me buying engagement rings and shit. I fed a whole damn barangay for a damn engagement party. And some clown even showed up with a big vat of ice cream. I didn't even order it. Yeah, I paid for that. 800 pesos. Back then was a lot of damn money. Don't tell me. You're not taking advantage of anybody. There's no victims over here. Okay? You get that? Let's get that straight right now. There are no victims over here. If you're a grown-ass man, you ought to know what you're walking into over here. And the woman, if she gets on that dating site, she better know what she's getting herself into. But there ain't no victims. Okay, I don't want to hear that. That's bullshit. There ain't no victims. You know, he said, Germany's still number one for me. I had too much fun over there. Been to Frankfurt many times, went to PLDC and BNOC over there. He says, I'm an old woman not looking for any romance, but only a helper who can carry stuff, bargain, help negotiate the streets. Yeah, well, you'll find that over here. You just got to be careful, though. You can find that over here, but just be careful. Because if you hire the wrong person, it's what we were talking about the other day because I did a video about it. You know, hiring, a lot of these guys want a maid with benefits, right? It end up costing them their life. It's always an inside job. When a foreigner gets robbed over here or killed, it's usually an inside job. So you hire the wrong person. I would come over here and ease myself into the society first. Then you'll know yourself who to hire. I wouldn't get off the plane trying to hire somebody. I wouldn't. You ain't gonna know who you're hiring. They're gonna be looking all in your stuff, trying to figure out how much money you got. and probably end up setting you up. He said, what kind of housing do I live in? I built this house, which is what I would suggest if anybody's really going to come over here. I wouldn't build it right away. Remember, I had been coming back and forth to the Philippines for, 12 years. And, okay, Bowie was just born. So me and Marilyn, we had been together over 2 years when I said, okay, I'm going to build a house. Because I've saved so much on rent. And just the problems that you're going to run into with some of these landlords over here, they just aren't going to fix anything. That's one thing you're going to see over here. They want all profit. They're not going to put any money back into the business unless it's one of these big corporations. That's why you'll go around, you see these buildings, they won't paint them, these hotels and stuff. They won't fix the cracks in the wall, the ceilings. They want all profit. It's going to be the same with your apartment. The final straw for me was we were renting a house, 2-bedroom house, $140 per month. But the damn septic tank, there was a leak in the septic tank. Well, hell, the woman wouldn't fix it. I wasn't going to live there, and Boobie was just born. I was like, no. We ended up moving across the street over there to Margarita Village. And that's why I said, no, I'm going to build a house. But yeah, if something goes wrong, we fix it. You know, once you figure out how the Philippines is for me, I would be looking to build me a small house. See, we're getting ready to build that small house over in Toledo. We got a couple of more months because, you know, our daughter started college. We're going to build that house over there and sell it. You'll see, it's going to be about 20 or 25 square meters. It's going to cost anywhere from 10 to 15,000, including the land. And you'll be done with it. I mean, it's a whole lot better than just paying that rent over and over and over and over. And then you're stuck in that contract. If you build you a house, at least, even if you don't stay here, you can rent the damn thing out to foreigners who are looking to rent. Hey, Daxon, thanks for that super sticker. He said, that's true. They've been through tough times, man. They have. Yeah, my pants was on fire, man. What's up, Mopar? Yeah, we're willing customers. We're complicit in our own robbery a lot of times over here. We're handing over the money. And then you're going to say she scammed me. Bullshit. What's up, Lee? He said, the problem is 20-something-year-olds are addictive. Yeah, hard to let them go. It is, but you know, you just over here. We're not talking about taking advantage of anybody. These are grown women. That's what you want, okay? You come over and get the wrong older woman, man. You're like you in prison. He said, willing idiots. You know, people say, oh, they can't stand with the woman's looking on the phone. Well, she ain't looking on that phone when she got her lips on my balls. It's hard to look at a damn phone. He says, I've heard that you can ask to get their police clearance. Do you know what they are speaking about? Yeah. A lot of times when people apply for jobs over here, they got to get a barangay clearance, a police clearance. Yeah, that doesn't cost a lot. Yeah, I would do that. Definitely, Deborah. And that's no big deal. But like I said, I would come here and see, here's the thing. This is what support groups do for you, Deborah, whether you're a woman or not. Okay, wherever you're going, if you're going to Manila and you really going and you're about a week out, you come on a live stream and say, hey, look, I'm coming to Manila. Is anybody that can, meet me at the airport and make sure I get to my hotel or my Airbnb safely? We'll do that. Or something like that. Show me where a good place to rent, where I can get some good American food, a safe area in Manila. See, this is what support groups do, but we don't use them. We don't use them. We should be chatting with men over here. I'm going to say that again. Instead of women. It's okay to chat with women, but chat with men too, or other women, Deborah, who are already over here, who can help you when you get off the plane. Because if you fly a woman, okay, say for instance, you meet a woman in Dumaguete, and you're flying into Manila, more than likely you're going to fly her to Manila. She's not going to know anything about Manila. Nothing at all. She's not even going to know how to get to the hotel or anything. He said, do you lease the land? Yeah, we will, because see, that's what Marilyn does. She's a bookkeeper. She knows how to do all of that. We're going to hook it all the way up, man. We're going to eventually, that's going to be her business. I'm going to set her up where she ain't going to need me or any other foreigner. But it's something so simple that we can do it. We bought that land in Toledo, Cebu, which is a nice area, by the way, for $610. There's a lot right next to it. I believe the woman wants a little bit over $1,000 for it. We want to buy that, but I got to see it first. But it's connected to the lot we bought. If you can find lots like that, man, and then build these houses, how big is that lot over there? The other lot?
80?
No, ours is 85. The other one. Mirrors is next to that. 140.
Yeah.
So 140 square meters. How much? 65,000 pesos?
Yeah.
Imagine that. 140 square meters. And the woman wants 65,000 pesos for it. Man. Mopar, thanks for that super chat. He said, good seeing you, brother. I'm late today. Long day on the hamster wheel. I'll be over there for a month in November. I'm ready to relax for a month to scout it out. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you at all. That's a good vacation here. When I first started coming here, my very first time, I only made reservations for a week. That's how little I knew about the Philippines. But while I was here, I extended for another week. I got lucky because Korean Airlines did not charge me 1 cent more. Okay, didn't charge me to rebook my ticket or anything. I stayed another week. Because, man, if I'd had to leave after a week, I really would have been crying. But after that, when I started coming back, it was 3 weeks. But it was only until 2010 when I knew that I could extend. I never even tried to extend before. See, at that time, you could only stay here 21 days, and then you had to apply for the extension. Now it's 30. But it was only when I came in January 2010, okay, when I met the stunner, that I was like, God, I got to find, I'm not ready to leave. I ended up staying here 2 months. I ended up spending about $7,000. And I really wasn't ready. I had to go back. I went back in March, and I came right back in April. I put so many, I was flying Delta then, though. I was a silver medallion. I was bumped up to first class 2 times on the way back to the States. Never coming here, always on the way back. I'd go right into the front of the line. I mean, I had so many points, man. I was using the points to fly in the United States, California for free, and different things like that. Yeah, I was a silver medallion, man. I put so many miles because when you was flying at that time I used to fly from Chicago or Detroit or Atlanta, to South Korea. No, not South Korea. Japan. Where was that? I'm trying to think where Delta was flying into. It may have been Japan. Wherever it was, you would get the miles plus bonus. And you remember, I did like 25 round trips, 24 or 25. But yeah, that's a good if you're not a member of the Sky Miles, man, you're cheating yourself. He says, but you can't own property there. Well, technically you can't. You can lease the land. You don't own land in your home country. You still got to pay taxes on it. You know, people who say that, they don't have any intention on spending any money anyway. So I don't even want to talk to you. You know, a 50-year lease, dude, you're going to be dead and gone by then. And then you could, more than likely, you can be able to gift that to somebody in your family. There's ways to do it if you're willing. Okay, but if you're just going to say, oh, you can't own land. He said, how long did you take to get comfortable in your house? Well, really, it really wasn't until I got that wall up, to be honest, which wasn't long. It was just because, you know, I'm in a different neighborhood, and you just seem, if you go back and look at those old videos when we were building the house, there's nothing surrounding my house. We're just out there in the middle of this damn land. You're just so open, you're exposed. And I was just in a different area, so it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. But once that wall went up, man, shit, I might as well be in America now. He said, Westerners having a hard time realizing the internet made the world small. They know all the tricks. They don't know them all now. They really don't know them all. But all you have to do is be worried about yourself. We're too much worried about the woman. Keep the focus on yourself. There's nothing they can put over on you if you keep your eyes open. But the Filipino tune-up is like the scopolamine over in Colombia. That's what happens. They put us to sleep with that. It's so good, man. I mean, if you meet the right woman over here, man, you're done really, unless you got some type of defense, man, which is, you know, you say like, well, Cal told me to look out for this and look out for that. But if you meet the right woman over here, man, I'm going to tell you, come over here and she's waiting for you at that airport. Okay. She's 5 foot, 100 pounds, you know, long flowing hair, perfect skin. She's either going to have the booty shorts on or those tight ass skinny jeans with that little 20 peso crop top. You're done, man. And then she says, oh, you can do whatever you want to do to me. That's the scopolamine in the Philippines. Hair smelling like cream silk. You know, she may have some of the cheap ass perfume or whatever it is on. Dude, you're done. Trust me. Okay? See, this is what guys aren't going to really tell you. They're afraid to tell you. But there ain't no victims over here, brother. The woman knows exactly what she's doing. Okay? Guys are talking about, oh, is it worth coming to the Philippines? You damn right. When's the last time you've been with a 22-year-old woman? Huh? Probably when you were 22. You don't even know what that's like. You don't even know what that's like. You don't have to be some sick pedophile. She's a grown-ass woman. Okay? But then you answer that question for yourself. Is it worth it? Coming over here. I just be trying to put y'all up on game when I talk about the slick shit and the pitfalls over here. It's not all like that. Majority of men come over here have the time of their lives. But you can't keep that a secret. You have to talk about it. It's like somebody in Colombia not telling you about women spiking your damn drink. They ain't gonna do you no good. But we're trying to get you the best outcome for your income. Because you're gonna spend over here. You know, and all of my 10s to me, as far as I'm concerned, but stay away from the 10s and the 15s online. Man, man, look, listen to me. Okay, the woman that I met, I told you she said she was 22, she turned out to be 18. Well, this was, let's see, that was 2009. That was 15 years ago. So she's 33 now. She's married with 2 kids. We're still friends. Okay, but she was a grown-ass woman at that time. She was a 10 under any circumstances, man. Okay, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Stop following people. Stop following the followers, man. You got sense of your own. You went to the military all those years. You retired from the factory, the post office. You own your own business. You know a good woman when you meet one. Okay? If she starts asking for money, she's not a good one. If she starts painting a picture, she's not a good one. The good ones won't ask you for money. You know why? Because they know they don't have to ask you. You're going to spend it anyway. You don't have a choice. You're the party. You don't have a choice, okay? It's an unspoken agreement. You're going to pay for everything. She's going to take care of all of your needs. Does it get any simpler than that? It doesn't. But I've got a new audience coming on every day. They've never heard of the unspoken agreement. But that's what it is. It's unspoken. They already know what's going to happen. That's why they meet you at the airport with their little sack of belongings. That's why they agree, okay, do you want to go on vacation with me when I get to the Philippines? Yeah, because they already know what's going to happen. But you got to fulfill your side. But there's guys who come over here who don't do that. These are I'm leaving that to the Philippines. I'm never going to tell that story. They need to be telling and warning their sisters about the men coming over here playing games. They're not doing it. Because that keeps happening. They're on our side. All they're worried about is they're telling you don't fool with the scammers over here. And where to find the best Filipinos. You know, they're not telling the Filipino what to look for in a foreigner, what makes a good man, because we're not all good. We're not all good. Me and Merlin was talking about that yesterday. See? We think, you know, a lot of these women think that, oh, these foreigners come a dime a dozen. Sorry. If you're Filipino and you watching this and you found you a good foreign man, you better hold on to him. Because there's 10 other ones that will just destroy your life, lady. Okay? He said, you got solar cow? No. I ain't gonna lie, I can't afford it at this moment. Solar is like a digital watch back in my day. Remember digital watches was like $150. Now you can get one for less than $1. I'm gonna wait till China starts mass producing solar. Maybe I can get a whole set for $99 over here. He said, I want you now. Yeah, no, rent is important. You're going to spend that rent money on your own house. It is. He said, Calvin can wrap up a lease and build on that land. Absolutely. Maryland knows how to do it. See, Maryland knows how to do all of that. Because I don't want any problems like that. Unless you're married with the woman over here, or you got that much trust in her to put the land in her name. But other than that, we'll lease it to you for 25 years with an option for 25 more. You'll do that. That's part of the closing. Okay? When we're at the lawyer, you're going to do that. Ruby says, as a new expat moving to the Philippines, I recommend you do rentals first. Yeah, that's what I said. I wouldn't do it. I was here 12 years before I ever thought about building a house. 12 years is a long time. I wouldn't do anything my first 2 years. I've got a video on here about that. So I agree with you, Ruby. I wouldn't make any major decisions. I wouldn't get married. I wouldn't build a house. I wouldn't do anything for the first 2 years. You don't know this place. You don't know the people. You know nothing. She says, it's much easier to move out and relocate to a different place in the Philippines. You know, those first 2 years, you're going to have to make a lot of decisions. Because now you're going to see the trouble you have with these landlords. You don't get your deposit back. They won't fix anything. Okay? The last house we had before we moved into here was really nice. It was $8,500, but you know, when we moved out, the lady took our deposit and painted the house. Okay, never painted it while we were in there. But when we moved, she took the money, so we got half of our deposit back. You know, there's a lot of bullies over here because they know you can't do anything. See, I don't like bullies, but there's a lot of bullying going on over here. That's one thing you're going to find out. They do stuff like that. What are you going to do? What am I going to do? Go to a lady and say, hey, lady, you took my money. You never painted a house while we was there. Yeah. And now here comes the two-man tandem. But yeah, she's right. I wouldn't do anything for 2 years. But, you know, people are like, well, one guy was like, well, I'd say a year. Why waste another year? Okay, well, do whatever you want to do. I mean, I wouldn't marry a woman over here. 2 years is long enough. You're going to find out everything you need to find out. But we're coming over here marrying women that we just meet. The minute you get over here, okay, she's got nothing to lose really and everything to gain. You got everything to lose and nothing to gain. That's why they jump into bed like that and do all that stuff like that. They have nowhere to go but up, man. You got to look out for little stuff like that. You got to understand that. If you understand it, then you can play along with it and be like, look, let's get to know each other. I'm still going to take care of you. I'm not going to mistreat you, but I'm not going to marry you right away either. Let's keep that unspoken agreement going, because once you get married, man, all bets is off now. You don't know if the unspoken agreement is going to remain intact or not. This is just little stuff like this, you know. People call it pay for play. It's the unspoken agreement. Oh, okay, he said Evelyn Ivy is Mogman. Oh, okay. Well, hell, he's got a woman over. I think he's married, right? Y'all better stick to what you know. They don't know anything. Yeah, I don't like him. I'm getting him off my channel. He's a troll, for real. He's a troll. He's just looking for trouble. That's all. He's a troll. I don't like those type of people. You know, they're looking for trouble. But thank y'all so much. He said, he said, hello, Calvin. He says, why do you guys troll on their channel? I don't know. They don't have anything else to do. That's a sign of a weak man. Those guys are weak. They would see me out in the street. I'm pretty sure they have. They would never say anything to me. But they'll hide behind them profiles and stuff and talk all that shit. You know, I don't want trouble over here. I came over here to retire and relax. You know. But thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Ruby says, be upfront with how you want or expecting a relationship with a Filipino. Yeah, but we're not going to do it, Ruby. That's what I'm saying. We're so worried about what she wants. You already know what she wants. That's why she gets it. She knows what she wants. We don't know what we want, so we're going to be afraid to do that, Ruby. We're not going to do it. We think the woman can read our mind. And when things don't turn out the way that we think they are, we get angry, or upset, or unhappy. He said, don't make promise you have no intention of keeping. Well, you know, that's a two-way street. you know, every relationship is a gamble. Every relationship is a gamble. Remember, there's no victims over here. When men come over here, they better know what they're getting into. They should know. With all this information out here, they ought to know. And when a woman gets on that dating site, Ruby, she knows what she's gotten herself into. It's worse for them. We know we're going to meet a Filipina. They don't know who they're going to meet. Man, I tell you, their dating pool is toxic. It's a cesspool. Ours is not as bad, nowhere near as bad, because we know what we're getting. When you dip your hand in there and pull it out, you're going to get a Filipina. More likely traditional and everything like that. When she dips her hand in there, there's no telling what she's going to get. Indian, African, American, Australian. Does he drink? Does he use drugs? Is he a woman beater? She don't know what she's getting out of there. And there should be a Filipino vlogger on there telling these young women that. They think everybody on the dating site is from the West. And they're going to go do the K-1 visa and build them a house or a lot. They have no idea, Ruby, who they're meeting on these sites. Somebody needs to school them. I'm not going to do it. I leave that to the Filipinos. They're not even going to do it. They're leading their sisters to slaughter. They don't know what to talk about. They only talk about the things we talk about. They just parrot everything we say instead of being original. What about that big channel? The big superstar over here. Why don't she start doing videos about what to look for in a good foreign man? Or to know whether the games foreign men play. She's too smart for that. She talks about stuff that you want to hear. She's never going to put that out there like that. But that's their responsibility. I'm not going to do it for them. Because they got men over here playing games. Just as many games as the Filipinos playing. So take care, everybody. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. Don't do anything stupid.